Hello, everybody. This is Just in Case, just watching Jerry Maldonado be a little animated before we go on live. So, Jerry Maldonado, friend, media personality, back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to Americans Talkin.
Mr. Feedback is here, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. To
That's,
draw your ears, to drive you nothing butts whenever we go on the air.
well,
It's
no,
like,
no, no.
Jerry, stay still.
No, I couldn't do that to you. You know,
I know, right?
who would have thought those hearing aids would cause feedback? But it's pretty cool that
I
these
mean,
mics are so sensitive to pick up the speakers
those
in the hearing
things,
aids. Yeah.
you're right. I mean, those things, like I was saying before, I can't go through metal detectors. I get interrogated. What's that in your ear? It's a computer, Meatball. What do you think it is, man? But
Okay.
yeah, but they're working well. Yes, indeed.
Well, good. It seems like you have a lot of feelings on this, Jerry. So, what in the world's happening, and what are we here talking about?
It's been tough the past 24 hours, huh? For a lot of people. I mean, I've been scouring the net, literally trying to analyze the not the situations that have been happening, obviously with the September 11th, but also the other situations that are happening. Is just seeing the overall feelings of people. Because
Yeah.
feelings, people gotta realize that feelings matter indeed, but feelings also create matter. And I had a show last night just after that incident yesterday on emotional anchoring. And you and I covered anchoring here many times, actually a couple of times here on your show, and how truly powerful it is. And the feelings behind your anchoring, it literally is shaping your life. So I was telling Victoria yesterday, I said, this is what happened. Don't prolong it. Don't keep watching it. This
Right.
is what happened. I know you're going to see it, but I wanted to show her firsthand. And she just kept on watching it. And it destroyed her mood, literally, for the day. Feelings are literally connected to our nervous system, which therefore, hence the law of attraction is in action. A lot of us get, we're watching the internet every day. We're watching everything that's going on every day. The question is, how is it making you feel? And if you keep watching this stuff and you keep immersing yourself in this stuff, it's going to cause an emotional anchor. In other words, you're going to start feeling that way on a permanent level because you're just reconditioning the mind to say, okay, and you keep watching this, you keep inundating your mind with this. Let's keep giving you more of this. Hence, like attracts like. So there's nothing I can say that can really and honestly inspire people these past 24 hours or so because the grief and the hate is really rampant on the internet. All I can say is perhaps this is what's happening. And if you want it to keep happening, if you keep doing this, it's going to become almost like an indelible mark on your mindset. So it's imperative to get back to your anchor, not your emotional anchor, but your anchor, your purpose in life. Yes, indeed, grieve and post whatever you want to get your feelings out. But the more you stay in it, the more you're gonna become it.
No, absolutely, Jerry. And, you and I have spoken about the media many, many times.
Yeah.
And they made a circus out of it. They found it
Uh,
a profitable enterprise. They were putting out information that proved to be not true. They're trying to explain why we should be how they want us to react to it, and everybody has their
yeah,
own reactions.
yeah, and you're
And
right.
it's but the thought of getting back to your foundation, which you're calling it anchoring, you get back to your foundation of who you are, what you are, and the quicker you can get back there, the quicker you can get past the anxiety and the anguish and the grief that this is causing you.
Oh God, yeah. The media is famous for repetition. So was also the war machines of other nations many years ago. They know the power that the media has over your mindset. But the great thing about the internet is we can choose what we allow in. We can choose what we want to see and or don't see just by our scrolling frequency. I mean, it's already set up for us. So the minute you click on something, you're going to see 10 other things that are the same thing. So if you stop clicking on it, you're going to stop receiving it. And you're going to do the same thing with your mindset. What you allow in is what you become. And I've made a point in life to take the kind of a Buddha effect to it. I'm not. I'm going to be a better person, as I mentioned on my last night's show. The collective consciousness overcomes everything, good and or bad. The collective consciousness is just a mass thinking process of people. You become the better person, that radiates out to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. That's the snowball effect that you kind of want to create, not the one of hatred, anger, and areas of your life that's going to cause mistrust in people. And the media is notorious for that. They want to divide us. And I mean that might get us in trouble by actually saying that, but indeed the truth hurts in a lot of ways. You and I worked in it. I've worked in it with a couple high-profile people. You've done it on a bigger scale with your speaking engagements throughout your earlier career, but we know exactly what's happening. And this is not some, conspiracy theorist kind of thing. But the good thing is we have a choice as people to click and choose what we want to have in our lives every single day. So the more you focus on what has been happening the past couple of days and what has happened today as far as September 11th, granted, it's an honor to recognize what had happened on September 11th. But if you keep thinking about it day one and day one, it's going to become your mindset. And this is not selfish. This is just you being the better you. And indeed, going back to what? Your anchor. And your anchor could be your purpose, your dreams, your goals, your passions in life. Indeed, to override the inundation that the media seems to have on us right now.
Well, absolutely. And they have their own narratives. And their narratives are serving purposes. But it's hard to believe, Jerry, that they care about us as people. It used to be when we were kids, the media was like our shepherds. Walter Cronkite was our shepherd, so to
That's the
speak.
way it is.
Yeah.
Well, we actually believed it. But go ahead. Yeah, we actually believed it.
Well, and I think for the most part back then they had the intent to be shepherds and deliver the truth, and I think that's
Hmm.
all. It's all kind of evaporated. And if the media is upset with us, they need to take a long, hard look in the mirror.
Well,
They really
you,
do.
yeah, I didn't interrupt. You're absolutely right. I mean, I was at my mom's on Tuesday, and you know as well as I do. I mean, back when we were little tykes, man, the Sunday newspaper was literally about 6 inches thick, and we would spend all day on Sunday just reading it, reading the catalogs and all the stuff that was in there. Now it's maybe a quarter.
Right.
It shows what the internet has done. It's done good on one area, but they've just counter affected it with the internet in another way with their own narrative. But the good thing is, yes, they have freedom of speech, but we have freedom of choice.
Right.
And this is what I keep telling people. I mean, it's not their fault. It's your fault for clicking on it. I mean, you're inundating yourself with these stories and narratives about what's going on. Yeah, you're going to find conflicting accounts of it. That's why I kind of kept it, silent before last night's show, just kind of watching what was going on just to verify this and that and not come to any conclusions. But the sad thing was, and this is what bothered me the most, is they're allowing in more of how it looked. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What the actual scene was. That's the disturbing part. To me, they censored out this stuff years ago for a reason. You start seeing people getting literally murdered on live television, it's going to cause an impact. It's going to cause hatred. It's going to cause divisiveness. That stuff there, as children, that was always edited out. We never saw that, and for a good reason, because they knew back then because it would emotionally ruin us, and that's what's happening now because now it's everywhere. I mean, you cannot. I mean, you click on X or any social media website, how explicit the situations that are happening in the world now are everywhere. They call it reality. That's fine, reality. But when you click on one, you're going to get inundated with more of that so-called reality.
No, absolutely. And as adults, we should have some enough skills to handle it. But that stuff's out in front of the kids.
Yeah.
It's out in front of the kids. Our traumatic experiences as children was Bugs Bunny getting killed in an episode, but before the episode was over, he came back.
He came back every time in the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Ah, that's domestic violence. It was terrible. But think about this. I mean, you and I know this personally. I mean, adult books we could not touch until we were what 18, 21 in some states. I mean, you couldn't get adult magazines back then because they knew the emotion involved with sex. They knew that it would be used and abused. What is out there now? Rampant everywhere
Right.
because of the free liberty of people. I mean, kids are getting pregnant at 12, 13, 14. I mean, fatherless children are everywhere. People back then knew they weren't being prude, even though it kind of sounded like that or some kind of religious thing. They were saying emotionally, you're dealing with sensitive issues. And when you start presenting them and unleashing the masses to watch this stuff, they're going to start copying it. Hence, that's why you're seeing the copycat crimes out there. You're seeing the copycat incidents of all. I mean, people get influenced by watching that stuff. That's why I wish the media would go back to the simple editing that they know is powerful. They know it will hurt people and have some compassion for other people that are viewing this stuff.
No, absolutely. And creating hysteria is something that we need to defend from. And if we go back, or if you remember killer bees, you remember the killer bees were coming to America? It was like everybody was watching that, and the only people that had a good handle on it was Saturday Night Live.
And it's like Y2K. Remember Y2K?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people were building shelters in the ground, man. I mean, they were worried about. But this is what I mean. It just the media is so powerful, and but the good thing is people are kind of weeding out the ones that they watch and they don't watch. But a lot of it's leaking through. A lot of it's getting through to people, and watching those graphic images yesterday didn't hurt me. What hurt me the most was his kids were there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the hardest part. Now you got young people watching this video over and over and over again, and they're getting influenced by this. They're already pissed off as it is. A lot of these kids. Why? I don't know. I mean, just being above ground is a blessing. But for some reason, kids nowadays are completely stressed out. Why? Because they're watching this stuff all day long. How can you be happy if you're watching bad? It's impossible. You can't. You got to pick and choose your poison on this. What you allow in is what you become. What you're allowing in your mindset is going to get anchored. So yeah, it might be a novelty. Let's look at John jumping off the 50th floor. But what's going to happen is it's going to keep popping up. It's going to affect your mood. Most importantly, it's going to affect your feelings. And when you start affecting your feelings about life and you start carrying that anchor, it becomes even stronger. That's your, how should we say, your personal law of attraction in action. You start attracting these kind of events, not in similar, but as far as issues in your own life with your health, your wellness, your finance. It's a snowball of emotion that can destroy you.
Well, I agree with you, Jerry. And, I was very disheartened by what happened yesterday, but I wasn't drawn to the flame. I never went to see any of that because it was just superfluous stuff. I didn't need to see that. And many people were drawn to it.
God, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. See, you and I we understand this. We understand not the media conspiracy. No, no, nothing like that at all. But we understand the psychology behind the media,
Hmm.
and we pick and choose what we want to see, and we do it not on a personal aspect, but as an informational aspect. And that there's a big difference there. We're doing it in a non-biased way. We don't pick a left or a right side in this issue. We look at it to learn from it and to share it with our shows and our news to hopefully edify people to help them understand what you're letting in is going to come out. It's going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your feelings. Most importantly, your energy and your vibration. So people got to understand that for themselves. They have to realize that if you keep watching this stuff, you keep allowing in the hate and the anger and the sadness, you're going to become hateful, angry and sad all the time. And it's a natural effect of what you're letting in because your five senses are being triggered. What you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch is getting affected by what you're watching every single day. Therefore, you're heading out during the day, you wonder why you're in a bad mood because something triggered by your five senses. It's a simple definition of how to control your mental life.
Well, you're exactly right, Jerry. So, okay, let's start at ground zero. What should we be talking about going from here? I mean, 9/11 was a horrific thing we all woke up to, and there was reaction, and even then overreaction, as there always has been. When the Lusitania got sunk, it was overreaction.
Well, to me, the positive aspect, I know it sounds crazy, but there's always a positive aspect to something bad out there. 9/11 spurred the biggest, most amazing foundations to help people. I mean, so there's always a good in a bad situation. A lot of people don't realize that. They're just picking the bad with the bad and compounding more of the bad. When you see the good and that something can be done to alleviate it, avoid it, and not allow it to happen again, that's a positive note. On the other hand, some people take it as a drive for their own purpose in life. We all have our own uniqueness, and how we promote that uniqueness. I mean, we'll cure all ills, man. You start getting back to your goals and your dreams and your passions, you are going to cure what has hurt you for many many years because the body's transforming. Why? Because you're thinking differently. You have a different energy, a different vibration. If you focus on that every day instead of what's going on constantly, what you're being fed. I mean, we pick and choose what we put in our mouth, but sadly, a lot of us don't pick and choose what we allow into our mind. That's even more powerful. You can eat good all day long and still get the big C word, but people who are mentally stable, mentally happy, and functioning at a level, at their optimum level, I mean, these are the guys you see on the porch sipping a Jack and Coke with a big cupid in their mouth. When people realize that, they realize the mind is an amazing tool at our disposal. It's our gift. But what you let in is what it's going to give you.
No, absolutely, Jerry. And we owe it to ourselves
Ooh,
to protect our environment and
ah,
our uniqueness.
and our peace.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, protect our friggin' peace. I tell people all the time on America's Mantra. I mean, there's nothing matters more than protecting your peace because when your mind is clear, when you have clarity, your frontal lobe is saying, "Okay, let's go to work, man. Let's create some good stuff in your life." But when you're fogged and you're mired in your subconscious thinking of memories that have hurt you and the emotions behind that, and you head out into the world and your five senses kick in, how can you live your best life? Always living in your past life. It just doesn't work that way. This is where goals and dreams and passions come into play. You focus on the uniqueness, you can only create more of that. You focus on what has happened to you, you're going to create more of that. The law is precise. The law of attraction, the law of universe, it's precise laws that are gifts that are given to us. How we use them is completely and utterly up to us.
No, I agree. And if we absorb all that negative stuff and we go out into the world, we become the toxin. We're toxic to everybody that cares about us.
You always hit the high notes there, Meatball. Yeah, we're a sponge, man. We are a mental sponge. And people don't realize it. It's like, I mean, we don't have to hear something to absorb it because the energy of others is going out. And we absorb all either positive and or negative energy around us. That's why I was talking about in the beginning, collective consciousness. You get the majority of the people who are back in line with creating a greater society. I mean, it's worked in wars. I mean, World War I, the Christmas Eve ceasefire. The Germans and the Britons stopped fighting to celebrate Christmas because the collective consciousness came together. They said, wait, what are we doing? I mean, if everybody had that kind of a epiphany in their life, I mean, the world would be a whole different place, but it requires the masses to come together with the same energy. And the collective consciousness is the best way to do it. But it starts by you being the best self, and that it radiates to other people just by your vibe. That's why they say good vibes only, positive vibes only. You start emitting that every day. You attract the right people. Therefore, it just keeps there's that snowball effect, that mental and physical snowball effect happening all around us in the most beautiful ways.
Well, Jerry, I have to agree with you. Pains me to agree with you, but I have to.
Reluctantly.
Yeah. All right, everybody. This has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Perspectives with a little intermittent feedback, but that's okay. That didn't hurt anybody. Thanks for joining us.
Because I moved, Meatball, that's why.
Additional information and links are provided in this video's read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.